And good morning. It's cold. It's 36 as you're waking up. Brr. Hope you're doing well as we wait for a high of only 57 today. Be ready. It'll be colder tonight as we get ready for frost, possibly freeze. We'll look at radar here in a moment, look at all those details of what we got. It's going to be in effect freeze warning until 11 o'clock tomorrow, I believe, is what the latest I'd read. We'll make sure you got the up-to-date latest on all that information. We put out just a moment ago, and the latest I'm getting, it was very, very small. We got word that there was a fire at the old Kate Griffin School this morning. Firefighters arrived about, 2 to 3 minutes ago and quickly determined they could see some smoke. Whatever it was small. They have since then gotten that out. So that's the good news. No major damage to the old school that we're aware of. Something small, most likely someone trying to keep warm inside is what we would guess. Again, without all the facts, that's the best we can give you at this point, as they're still on the scene trying to make sure everything is A-OK. Good morning to you. We're going to have a great one today. Lots doing this weekend, lots to do and see. The big car show coming up at Causeyville tomorrow afternoon. I believe that starts out from 9 until 1, if I'm not mistaken. Come on out, it's Causeyville Day. They have a great time with this. We were there the last 2-3 years, and tons of fun. We'll be there tomorrow as well. Lots going on at Dalewood. We'll tell you about all the happenings this morning as we'll kick into the morning show very soon from now. Let's go to Collinsville, straighten all this out, and find out why we're really here. Let's get a good word.
How do you feel today? Do you have any anxiety, any fear, any worry as you head out from the comfort of your home? Now, as we look all around us, there's plenty we could fret over, especially here in our community where it seems like violence and crime are all around us. It's in the news all the time. Wicked people are doing wicked things, and it can easily strike fear into our hearts. But you know what? Anxiety is not the only response we can have to evildoers. The Bible says we can also feel envy. That statement may seem strange at first, but oftentimes it does indeed look like the wicked are prospering. It looks like they're in a better position, like their life is easier. And so we can find ourselves envious of them. But whether it's anxiety or envy, God has a word to give us hope and clarity in Proverbs 24, verse 19 and 20. Fret not yourself because of evildoers, and be not envious of the wicked. For the evil man has no future. The lamp of the wicked will be put out. So do you hear what God's saying? Don't fret over them. Don't be envious of them because they're doomed. They have no future. Their candle will be snuffed out. Their laughter will be turned to mourning, and their dancing will turn into a dirge. They will not prosper and prevail in the long run. Therefore, take hope, be content, be not afraid. God will right all wrongs and bless all who endure in His name. May that be you. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. We got 100% sure that the fire is now out at the Kate Griffin School. Again, something small. We are, and again, an assumption, probably 99% sure that this was most likely a homeless person that was trying to keep warm in there and built a fire, got out of hand. That's usually how these things happen. But the fire's out. The school is okay at this point. Firefighters are on the scene. If you travel that route to work in the 2800 block of Davis Street, use caution. Be careful in those areas there. What's happening this morning as we start to look around? This is just horrible that this could even happen in America. It does every day, accidents. We had this is Florida where this began. A trooper, the motorcycle unit, his bike quit. He radioed for 2 other officers to come back and help him. They did. They pushed the bike out of the roadway, got it to a grassy area way off of the road. Along comes a driver. And you see where this is headed. Loses control of their car, runs over all 3 of the officers. 2 have died, the other in critical condition. This horrific is what they're saying out of Florida this morning. We pass along condolences to family members. I'm not sure that I don't think they've released the name of the officers as of yet. We do pass condolences to them in this sad, right here at Thanksgiving. On top of that, we have a mother, and they use the word allegedly. They use words like that when you have not been convicted. We'll go back to Florida there, where a mother is accused of drowning her 14-year-old daughter in a bathtub. Witnesses say they ran in and saw the mother holding her down. She's been arrested. She'll have her day in court. That is coming up. Odie, do you watch the, I did as a kid, Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade?
No.
You don't watch it anymore? I did as a kid. I haven't looked at it. I could remember seeing Lauren Green. Y'all remember that? Back in the early 70s as a kid watching. It was a lot of stars, major stars that used to be the host of it. Hadn't seen it lately, but they are saying there's possible threats to that this year as it makes its way. People that want to do harm to America, they're going to be on full alert during that parade. It's still big. It's just not something that I watch anymore. Utah State University is challenging. When I say that, they've been forced to let transgender athletes play on the opposite sides. They're challenging this. They're going to court. Good luck with that. I hope they prevail. We mentioned yesterday a college that anybody that makes less than $200,000 are going to do a program to where tuition would be free through scholarships. We see the University of Texas outdoing that. They are saying if you make $100,000 or less, we will do tuition for you, assistance program. That's good. That will help a lot of families that probably never would have got to go to college that wanted to. You all know how that is. If there's not a lot of budget left to put up for savings for college, it's expensive. Even if you have college paid for, the living expenses of someone to go to school, from food to clothes and something to drive, scary. Ask any parent out there that's done this. It's a lot goes into it. That's why a lot of people go to work instead. Let's see what else is happening here as we see this. Now, I got to give kudos to the United States Postal Service. Doing things a little bit different this year, as you can still mail your letter to Santa, but they're launching Operation Santa. It's an online place where you can go and read letters from those who need help across America. If you'd like to help someone, you can go there. Go to the United States Post Office Service and click on their link and see if there's anyone you want to help for Christmas there. It's a step in the right direction. Does anyone know, and you have to forgive me, I know she's 92 years old. I don't know much about her. She was an actress named Rita Moreno. Does anyone know her? She's gotten the honor to have a Barbie doll done in her likeness, and I haven't had a chance to Google to see what movies and things she's played in the past, but congratulations to her. That must be a huge, huge honor to have a doll made after you. I would think so. Incredible Hulk. Ken. Wonder Woman had them. But, there were certain individuals that get those. Maybe Dolly even had one. Am I right? It seems like I know they made a Scarlet from Gone with the Wind and several other characters through the years. But what an honor that would be to have that. Let's see here. We have a new pick for the AG, Attorney General of the United States, as we see that Pam Bondi is the new nomination. Matt Gaetz took his name rescinded yesterday. We'll tell you why at the top of the hour. But Pam, she has been the Attorney General of Florida before, 20 years of experience. She is Trump's next pick on that. I'll save that for Julie. I'll ask her if she knows anything about that. Let's see here. Texas today will be voting as they'll head to the Senate to find out if it's going to happen or not. They're taking a final vote today in Texas to find out if they will allow Bible-infused lessons in public schools. Will they allow Bible verses to be used? We'll find out later today. It's been a tight race. We'll know later today if that happens or not. Do you remember the shooter from Colin Gray was his name? The father, he was in Georgia where the guy went in and shot up the school. They arrested the father also. He's pled innocent to the charges against him. They're basically saying if you'd have been a parent, this never would have happened. He's pleading not guilty to all charges against him. We go to Mobile, Alabama. What sad news this is. As we go there to the University of Mobile, Alabama, a basketball player has died on campus. Young fella. We pass condolences to them. He's out of Fort Florida. Lauderdale is where he lives there. Can't say enough about this. Worrying. Think of the family at this time of year. Do you remember and this has been an ongoing story, for the last 6 months or so. Kansas, the two women that were missing, and then they were found in a freezer buried, and they arrested a whole bunch of people in connection with it. They released a little bit of information about this. The lady that was found in there had 30 stab wounds to her. And this all happened it was two ladies that were waiting to pick up children, the swap, as you do from a divorce. And then they just vanished. Ended up being family members. A whole bunch of them have been arrested over that. Be on the lookout for this. Look at packages very carefully because there's scammers out there. The gift cards that you buy in stores. Scammers have gotten really good in stores to where they can pry open the package and they take that code off of the back. And then when that card is activated, they steal the money off of it. Make sure you know what you're looking at. I don't know because they're very popular. I noticed one day this week when I walked into several stores, Sam's and the Academy, they're everywhere now. And each store is going to have them. I think Walgreens has a big display of them when you need a gift card. As a thinking of you. But basically, in the end, probably going to end up putting these under lock and key, and you get them kind of like at Sam's when you buy something, they have to go bring it to you. In the end, the dishonesty will drive it to that most likely. But be on the lookout. Look at your packages very carefully. For the ones that are on the shelf that are open, I don't know what to say. Oh, they finally called a race that we kept watching. Pennsylvania, Bob Casey. He has finally conceded to Republican Dave McCormick that he lost, and there's a new sheriff in town, so to speak, in that Senate seat. After 50, I don't know this guy because I don't watch NBC News. Does anybody watch that? It's changed a lot, but anchor Chuck Scarborough is going to retire after more than 50 years at the NBC in New York. Congratulations to him. Just not something that I see every day there. Odie, have you ever had to take a lie detector test for any job or anything?
Yeah.
Is it scary being hooked to a machine?
It's not scary, but you sit there and it makes you, all right, what the heck?
You don't know what's coming. He said he wasn't scared, but could you pass one? I remember watching, what was it, Born Identity, where they teach you to lie to a lie detector. Could you do it? Well, apparently somebody did in 1979. Of a guy that took a lie detector test. They were interviewing him over the death of someone. He passed it with flying colors. They went on. Now they're saying, all these years later, DNA takes him as the main person of interest in this. I guess if you're really good at it, you could pass one. I don't know. I've never been hooked to one. But it would have to be kind of, if you've never been through that, kind of scary, at least for a moment or two. Anybody know golfing much? A golfer named Brian Harmon. I know he's sending thank yous and prayers all at the same time. His 6-year-old son was drowning. A lady jumped in to save his son, and I think she did. She's been in a coma now for 3 weeks as she saved his son, and now she's in trouble. Prayers for this lady. I don't know her, and maybe you don't either, but prayers for that as we see this as a major headline this morning. Let's see what else is happening today. Just because you have money does not make you a smart person, does it? But we've all seen things that I've looked at things and they'll take a trash can and throw paint on it and tell me that's art. Have y'all ever seen that? They'll throw paint on a wall and go, oh, look at the art. Well, here's a perfect example of this. What does a piece of duct tape and a banana have to do with anything? I truly don't get this, but you got to be a millionaire to pay this. The man bought that at an art exhibit. Now, it was not a fake banana, but a real banana, duct taped to a wall. He paid $6.2 million. $6.2 million for a piece of duct tape with a banana taped to the wall. Now, I guess the only thing that makes sense out of this is he wanted to give to that charity. That's the only thing that makes sense out of this. Puzzles me there. And they asked him what he was going to do with it. He simply replied, well, I'm going to eat it. $6.2 million. It's pretty ugly, but they did raise money for whatever they were doing. Wow. No shocker here as vaccinations for COVID are way down and also the flu shot. Up to you if you want those things. I try to stay away from both. Last time, that was years ago, 10, 15 years ago, I took that flu shot and I got sick that year. I went, whoop, never again. But a lot of people do it each year. I'm just not that guy. I'm okay without it. Good luck to y'all. And some people will argue with over that, oh, it's just coincidence. Coincidence or not, it happened to me. So over 160,000 pounds of beef is being recalled. Why? E. coli. That's being recalled there. It's frozen ground beef there. Whew. That's a lot of it there. Will we ever know the answer to this? I'm not sure. It's been some 28 years ago. Do y'all remember the case? John Benet Ramsey. Y'all remember that little beautiful little girl? Her father still says the case is going to be solved one day, and we certainly hope it will be. 28 years has gone by since that little 6-year-old girl was murdered. She was a beautiful girl. We do hope that. And I don't know if y'all have seen this lately, but I can't tell you the ladies that I know lately on a personal level that I know that have been diagnosed with breast cancer lately. It's almost like a rash. I know of 3 to 4 people that have been diagnosed with it lately. My wife's had it. And they're saying that early puberty may be a contributing factor to this. I don't understand that. I'm not a doctor. I don't know these things. Some people say that also goes back to the stuff that is put in our food, causing the early puberty, like what they put in chickens to digest, and then we go eat it, and then causing all of these. I don't know. That's just the headlines, but I do know that I have increasingly seen more and more ladies that I know that have come down with this horrible disease. We wish in each one of those a healthy recovery. I really do. We'll be right back as we got the morning show to go. The gang is in. I see everybody diving into a box that was brought in. I've got to ask Greg what's in that box here in a second.
Banana pudding cookies.
Oh, cheating in the studio, y'all. Banana pudding cookies, and Odie's already in it. Got his hand in it, Greg.
Miss Kay Gallion did you right.
Miss Kay Gallion. Boy, I can't thank her enough. Boy, y'all, this woman needs to absolutely have the next big, she needs to go on that Shark Tank and outdo them all. Because ain't nobody got a business like her. I have never in my life had anything like it. Y'all look her up, beg her for a cookie for Christmas, whatever you do. We'll talk more about that coming up this morning. We'll be right back.
While everyone is getting ready for Thanksgiving, family, and football, there's an important runoff election coming up on November the 26th. I'm Jennifer Branning. It's time to bring new energy in a new generation of constitutional conservative leadership to the Mississippi Supreme Court. In this election, there's a difference. I'm the only candidate with legislative and courtroom experience, and I'm the only candidate endorsed by the Mississippi Republican Party. I ask for your vote for Supreme Court the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
The selection is always changing at Massey Supermart Auto Sales with low mileage cars and trucks. How about a 2022 Jeep Wrangler? Or a 2021 Honda Ridgeline Sport with only 40,000 miles, a GMC Denali, or a 2024 Silverado 2500. Drop in today and find the car that you're looking for. They're packed with low-mileage cars and trucks.
The low-profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome back as we go to look at our weather today. As we started out, record highs and record lows. Let's go back to 1973. It was a warm 83 degrees today. It was also a record yesterday back in 73. Back in 08, not really that, okay, it was, wasn't it? 08. Golly, as Gomer would say. And that is so shocking that was that many years ago. 22 degrees back in 08. Some grown youngins since then, isn't it, Greg? Wow. Frost on the pumpkin. As we look at today's forecast, up to 57 is all she'll get. We got a little sunshine there. We got some wind early, and it'll be backing off as frost goes away. As we look at this, 56 over in Demopolis as we go follow that around the river up to Tuscaloosa. Birmingham at 52. Almost thought we'd see some 40s in North Alabama, but we're sitting at 52 as further north we go into Gadsden. Down to Auburn, 53 today. Now, this is what went on last night there. This area here was a level 1. Tonight, look at this, what's coming. A level 2 for us. It's going to be very cold tonight. as we glance across this. This goes from Laurel, Waynesboro, all the way through Clark County, through Lauderdale, Jasper, all the way back west to Vicksburg and north past Columbus to the state line. It's going to be a cold, cold night. As we look at this, we'll look at the temperature drops of what we have in a moment. As we move forward, what else is happening? Here's at Bama. Got the same thing going on there. Freeze warning listed there for Demopolis and all areas there. Now, as we look across here, this is what's happening over the next 6 to 10 days. We're kind of mild in lower Mississippi at this point. Not bad. Northern Mississippi, a little cool front there. Now, as we look at our temperatures, this is what we've got laid out. 31 is forecasted for tonight at this point. 57 for a high today. We'll get down to 37 tomorrow night, not below freezing. This may be our first time below freezing in the Meridian area for this second season going into winter. I think it is. As we look at Sunday, 70 degrees as you head to church. I'd still take my jacket. You never know who's in charge of the air conditioning at church. Sometimes they freeze you, won't they? 52 for the low as we get into Monday. 75. We're back down to 69 on Tuesday. And slight chances of rain leading up to Thursday with a 50% chance of showers. Look at that high. It goes back to 68. We don't have to worry about any bad weather there, but deer hunters were kind of like that. As we look at the following day, after that rain moves out, we're back into the 50s again. 56, and we're going to see 50-degree weather all the way through December the 6th. Kind of nice, isn't it? We'll watch all that closely. Another big chance there on December the 3rd. As we look at our fishing forecast today, comes from our friends out at J&J Auto Sales. Perfect major time going on now through 7:30 this morning. Let's call it 7:45. But good fishing up until then. Another time will be this afternoon after dark. So your best is today. Small chance of good fishing there around 12:45, 1 o'clock this afternoon. Now, the wind's going to be northwest wind 5 to 10 is what we're looking at. What's happening on the deer hunting side? As we go to Wimberley, we have another time, and it's going to be right at dark. 5 o'clock is the best time. So be there, 3:30. Be ready as dark starts to fall. They'll start to move. Be ready for that. Average day sunrise at 6:30 this morning. The sunset will happen at 4:50. So there will be a little bit of daylight, just barely hanging on as that 5 o'clock rings in for good deer hunting. And again, northwest 5 to 10 is what we're looking at on the winds and all that. Nothing happening here, nothing to see. National Hurricane Center, all clear this morning as we look at that. Now, let's look at radar while we're all gathered together and still know what's going on this morning. Let's go back over here and look at all these frost warnings that we have this morning. As we pull this up, here we go. We'll look at this area right here. Now, when you get into the Hattiesburg area down in here, it's a freeze watch. As you see the Meridian area, yeah, that is a freeze warning, and that's going to go until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Burr, burr, and burr. Let's just look at this as we see 36 here in the Meridian area. Let's go north Philadelphia and see what's going on there. We're not getting a temperature out of there. McDonald's, that's weird. Up in Scuba Land, it's 36 this morning. Over in Carthage, no temperature reading there either. As we get up to Louisville, we're showing 36 degrees there, kind of steady. Let's look at Stark Vegas this morning, 34 in Starkville as they begin their day. Columbus Air Force Base sitting a little warmer there at 37. As you'll see, they drop out of this. It gets warmer a little bit north of there. So that's a quick look at that as we back out. We do see that we've got a little bit of possibility of snow up here around Pittsburgh. Look at that. Oh, yeah, that's definitely snow. I'm glad I'm not sitting there. Things are great in Kentucky, though. Nothing much going on there if you're passing through there. Use caution as you drop out of Kentucky into Ohio. I've been down that road once or twice, and you can't just see well when you come down the big hill. And then there you are, Columbus, Ohio, and you're going, oof, where do I go? Use caution. We've got the morning show kicking off in just a moment. The whole gang is here. In a moment, yeah. It ain't. Oh, 6:50. Yeah, get your coffee quick. I ran my mouth too much, didn't I? Julia's telling it like it. Where's your hat? I paid her a compliment last night, and she didn't believe me. She had a great hat on. She didn't wear it. I thought she'd wear it this morning. We'll find out. Everything's up and coming this morning at 7. Join us, won't you?